I like 'em sweet, brown, chocolate, golden. Pretty little thing, sweet drip, she can hold it. Pretty little thing with a baggy tongue pierced. Told her cool off now, baby girl, stay focused. Jumped in the Range Rover, but I was not on focus. CC with a PP, that's
so today I'm actually going to be talking about my journey. Just my journey so far in regards to business and property, and actually how I've eventually got now to property as being something that I want to get involved in. So in my get to know me video and the video about how the 5 things that inspire me, that video, I mentioned that I was selling pens at school. So that was how it started. I wanted to be a shopkeeper. Then I started selling pens at school, in classes. Then I upped my levels and started doing hair during lunch breaks. And then after that, I joined a leadership program with 3 of my other classmates. And we joined, it was an African and Caribbean leadership course. And we did it with other schools in the Islington area. I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I actually loved it, and it's a huge part of who I am today. And it was good because that's when I first learned about African history and, about Black people, Black community. And I remember when we went to Egypt, we had this guy called Muhammad something, and he was like a Black historian teacher or something along the lines. I can't remember exactly what he was. And there was this other motivational speaker. Oh, I loved him. Like, I absolutely loved him. Like, when I used to do the bleep test, the bleep test in PE and during school times, I always used to remember what he said, that you can do it. You can do it. Your mind is the one that is in control. Don't let your body get you. And I remember I was doing the bleep test. I got to level 6, and I was like, listen, that motivational speech in there was doing bits. We went into a museum, and the Muhammad, I can't remember his name, but he took us to a particular area in the museum that not much people go to. And in that part of the museum, there's Egyptians with Afro hair. And I was like... And then he went to show us the statues, and obviously the statues have now been painted gold, but he was like, if you scratch off of it, it's actually black because Egyptians were black. And I was like, oh. So this was when I became woke. I was woke in year 11 or year 10. We became woke, and I loved that program. I absolutely loved it, and it was a game changer. I can't lie, it was a game changer for the beginning of me wanting to do big things and be a leader in my community and be a leader just in general. And it was called Leadership Program. There's better stuff about that stuff that is mad. Like, I've got mad stories about that one, but another time. Sorry, my phone, I'm filming on my phone, so obviously the thing's there. So then when I went to college, I studied history, politics, economics, and sociology. So I did those 4 topics. And one of my topics in history was African history. So it obviously stemmed from the leadership program. So I went into African history, and it started talking about colonization, and I started to learn all of that stuff. And I was like, oh, wow, oh. And then I started going into loads of research about Belgium, because obviously I'm from Congo. And just how Belgium colonized our country and all of that stuff. And then I came across coltan. So coltan is a mineral that's made in Congo. 80% of the resources are made in Congo, and it's used to contain like vibrations and electricity and whatnot, but it's in our phones, our laptops, everything. So I wanted to do big campaign, like, blood diamonds, but blood coltan, like, do you know where your phone's coming from? Do you know that it's, causing this, that, and the other? And I clocked on that, Congo is like the richest in resources country in the world, but was yet the poorest country in the world. And that used to baffle me. Like, I was like, whoa. Like, how does that work out? And obviously we've been exploited. So me with my chest, you know, I really wanted to show the people in college, like, we need to be woke. Did anybody hear me? No. So then I gave up on that fight. I'm not gonna lie. I gave up on that fight, and I was like, what else can I do? How can I help my country or help my people them? Like, how can I do that? I realized that I needed to better myself in order for me to kind of better the community. So I went to uni and I decided to study business. So I went into international business at University of Kent. And during my time there, I was supported, I supported MCM, but that's a whole nother story. But then I got involved in an application which I called Luxury, which I did with Charlie and my older brother. We had this business idea, this concept of having a shopping app that bridged the gap between online shopping and physical shopping. So you can go to like a shopping mall and avoid queues by scanning items and stuff like that. You try the items, you scan them, and if you want to purchase them, it puts them into like a basket, and then you can either collect at a collection point at the shopping mall once you finish eating and dining and going cinema and whatnot. So if you bought stuff from H&M, Topshop, Primark or whatnot, it will collate that order and put it into one. So when you're leaving the shopping mall, you go with your order. Or if you're shopping during your lunch break or whatever, it will collate the orders and have it delivered to your home. I got this idea because I used to work at Burberry, and at Burberry, the way we used to do it, like if the customer came and they like their trench coat, blah 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 blah, but they were in town, we would package their stuff and then have it delivered to their house. I wanted to bring that luxury experience to the masses. That was my idea, my concept. And then I joined a competition at university, which then resulted me going into Nice. And I came second. I was runners up, second place, runners up, whatever. And so I ended up going to Nice for the second part of the competition because that idea, it was good. It was real good. So then I went to Nice, and I was part of the European Innovation Academy competition. It was really good. Like, there's people from all around the world, America, everywhere, and it was an opportunity for me to then like get strangers to kind of come with me to create a group, like believe in my idea, and then make a group so we can develop that application. And it was really good. I loved it. I made a group and everyone believed in my concept and stuff like that. So then we kind of had mentors that will strip down your idea and you had to bring it back to life. Girl, they stripped down my idea, and then we made it into a whole kind of Instagram-y kind of thing. So if there was an influencer, 21 Buttons do it now, by the way, my idea. 21 Buttons do it, but there was competition, yes. But 21 Buttons did the concept that I eventually got to when I was on that competition, which is any influencer who had like makeup or clothes or whatnot. You know how they used to put the links in the comments, but instead of putting the links, they can put the link on the outfit. So if you followed a certain influencer and you wanted to get exactly what they wanted, instead of going to search it or going on a link that didn't eventually work, it takes you directly from the influencer's page and where they've tagged the item to the actual checkout point for you to get the exact same item. So that's the application we started building and stuff. But that ended. But there's a story time for that one. There's a story time for that one. We'll get into that details. So then that ended, and then I came back to London, and then I started working. I graduated first actually, then I started working, and then I had an idea that I wanted to eventually go back to my first passion, which was hair. So I set up a studio, built a studio, this studio that I'm in right now, to do hair, and that went really well. I was so proud of myself, like honestly, like just seeing the studio, how it turned out, building something from scratch. I'm so proud of it to this day, honey. and it was amazing. And the support that I had, my customers, my clientele, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But as I was doing that, I was learning in myself that, baby girl, you need some help, you know, because I'll look in my books and I'll be making like 4 grand, 5 grand, 6 grand, but where's that money? Where is it? Where's that money? And then eventually I started getting tired because people actually were booking that, and I was like, damn. And sometimes, because I didn't really like eating and doing hair at the same time, because it'll make me sluggish and I'll be slow, and obviously I wanted the customer to go home on time and stuff like that. So the business itself demanded a lot of me, and I had to really look deep into myself and be like, is this how I really want my life to be? Like a business which demands a lot of me as a person to be there. And I started to question that motive, and plus I didn't really understand how to manage my money properly as well. So I started reading books and stuff like that, and how to create generational wealth and all that stuff. And it eventually led to real estate, properties being one of the biggest sources of wealth for a lot of millionaires, billionaires. So I was like, oh, I need to get into that, you know, I need to get into that. So then I started researching about properties, and then started reading the books, and then I started going to events, and I eventually ended up joining Progressive Property Network, which is based in Peterborough. So I used to go down there, and then, you know, the information, everything was just mind-blowing. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like why don't we ever know these kind of things? Like why are we not aware of this kind of information? Like whoa, like what's going on? So then I was very passionate about it, and I really wanted to get involved, and I loved it. So then I started up my own business, which is BWO Properties, and I still kind of went like shopping around and, you know, going to different networking events, meeting different people. And I eventually met up with my now property investor, property business partner, and I was at another networking event, and we decided to work together, and then we created Dynamic Asset Management, and we managed to get 3 properties of that business, and it was crazy, like honestly crazy. So now I just feel like I'm in a place where I can help people and give people information that I spent a lot of money getting this information. I really want to give back, especially to my community, because I know it is absolutely worth it. And if you do have the money to kind of get that education, 100% go for it. But people in my community that we don't even know how to manage money yet, we won't have probably money stacked aside to invest in getting educated to that level just from the jump, like probably bit by bit, but not from the jump and stuff. And the way we look at things sometimes is sometimes negative, like they're scamming me, I'm sure I can get all that information from a book, I'm sure I can get all that information. Sometimes you actually really can, not gonna lie, you actually can. But the network it provides, the knowledge it provides, mate, I just can't substitute that grounds. But to excel the way that I've excelled in a year, it was because I've actually had backing of certain education and mentors and stuff like that to support me to get to this point. So I started my mentoring program to mentor young Black people on how to get into property, and not just property, but I feel like with us Black people, we need financial management as well as business and property knowledge, and as well as mentality. You know, mentality, I would say, is very important, regardless if you have a business, you have all of this stuff. If your mental state is poor and your financial management is poor, you're not going to really reap the real benefits of what that business or what that property business can give you, because your mental state is not correct, the way you look at money is not correct, your financial attitudes are not correct. So I started that mentoring group because I felt like it was important for me to give what I've learned over the year as a Black person. What was the things that I had to unlearn about money and stuff like that in order for me to get to this particular point, in order for me to get these particular properties and still excel and do more. So that's how I came up with BWO property mentoring program. And you know, I'm still got more stuff that I want to do in regards to becoming a wealth coach and all these other stuff. The dream is big. But yeah, that's my business journey so far. The marathon continues. Thank you for being a part, watching this video and being a part of my journey. And I'll hopefully see you at the next video.